Coming up on this episode of Winning Bets, let's modify our picks for the weekend's free fantasy games. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. All right, guys. So the Pocono 325 is finished a couple hours ago. I've gone ahead and I've studied the results. As we know, the Finish Line app has another contest on Sunday for $25,000, and that's on the Pocono 350. And on the same Pocono 350, Fox Bet Super 6 is giving away another $1,000 on its contest. So I've gone ahead, I've looked at the results here of the 350. I've kind of seen how it played out. I've looked at, track speeds of which cars were running the fastest out there. I've also looked at maybe who's crashes. So let me kind of just run down a few things here for you because we're definitely going to modify some picks. I know I gave out the picks earlier on Friday, but let's go ahead and make some changes here. So this is what we got going on. This is what happened here in the Pocono 325 that just ended about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. So Eric Almirola, he actually led the most laps. Of the 130 laps, he led 61 of those laps. Of note, Eric Jones, he crashed. We had previously picked Eric Jones to finish pretty well, but he actually crashed and he only finished 70 laps. The thing about Eric Jones is, if he's unable to bring the same car, what they're doing is they're penalizing anybody who can't bring the same car from the finish of the Pocono 325 to the start of the Pocono 350. You have to start in the very back. So that's going to be a big punishment. So even if he can't bring the same car, that crash was pretty gnarly that he hit the inside there wall there coming into the pit road. So even if he can't even bring the same car, if he brings that same car, that car is bruised and battered. So not expecting much out of Eric Jones anymore as we had previously predicted him. As for what we did predict, we predicted Kevin Harvick to finish second. Kevin Harvick he finished first in the Pocono 325, so we were right on there with that prediction. We were also right on with Bell. We had Bell finishing best amongst the group. Bell finished fourth, so we were good right there with Bell. Also, another thing, let me explain to you guys the starting grid. So what they're doing is they're taking the finish of the Pocono 325 and they're taking spots 1 through 20 and they're inverting it. So that means if you've finished in 20th in the Pocono 325, you're going to start first. If you finish 19th in Pocono 325, you're going to start second. On the flip side, Kevin Harvick, who finished first, he's now going to start 20th. The guy who finished second, he's now going to start 19th. And then how they're going to fill out the rest of the order is the guys that just finished 21 through, I think it's 40 drivers, they're just going to fill out in that order, in the correct order. So if you finish 21st, you'll start 21st. If you finish 25th, you'll start 25th, and so on. So that's how it kind of goes. So, all right. So, guys, I've got the research done. Like I said, I analyzed the 325. I looked at the finish. I looked at the finish of the 325. I looked at where they started on the 325. I looked at the track speeds on the 325. Got tons of research here on this. So let's go ahead and modify our picks. I'm kind of going to be bouncing around between looking at you guys here on the camera and also looking at my research because it just happened, like I said, about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. I got a lot of notes written down here. I spent a lot of time researching because I want all of us to split this big jackpot. I want us to win the $25,000. So let's start with the Finish Line app for $25,000. Then we'll move to the Fox Bet Super 6 for $1,000. All right, so on for the Finish Line app. We guys know it's 8 questions. First 6 questions give you the drivers who's going to finish best amongst the group. Question 7, who's going to win the race. Question 8, who's going to finish in second. So let's look at Group 1. Let's go ahead and remove Chase Elliott from the beginning because he's going to start in 25th. And let's go ahead and remove Joey Logano because he's going to start 36th. So that leaves us with Truex Jr., Harvick, and Kyle Busch. We're just going to go ahead and take Kevin Harvick here. Those 3 drivers are all starting right around each other in the starting grid. And we saw Kevin Harvick win the race, so we know he's got a really fast car this weekend. So go ahead and take Kevin Harvick to finish best in Group 1. All right, for Group 2, let's go ahead. We had previously picked Eric Jones. Let's go ahead and remove Eric Jones for the aforementioned issues with him in the crash, not knowing which car he's going to bring to, and all the issues that go ahead and surround him. So let's go ahead in Group 2, change your pick to Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin finished second. in the 325, so he's going strong. He's going to start around the same position as amongst the other guys here in the group. So go ahead and take Denny Hamlin in Group 2. All right, for Group 3, go ahead and remove Jimmy Johnson or remove Alex Bowman due to their starting grid. And we're going to go ahead and lock on here with Eric Almirola. I already told you guys he led the most laps in the Pocono 325. So Eric Almirola has clearly demonstrated he has a really strong car this weekend, and he obviously likes this racetrack. So we'll go ahead and lock on Eric Almirola. All right, Group 4, go ahead and remove Tyler Reddick, who was one of our previous picks. We're going to go ahead and remove him because he's starting in 30th, way in the back. We're going to change it from Tyler Reddick. We're going to go ahead and change it to Matt Kenseth. He actually he started the Pocono 325 in 22nd and moved it all the way up to an 11th place finish. And once we remove Tyler Reddick, that's the best gap between starting to finishing the 325. So go ahead and take Matt Kenseth there in Group 4. As for Group 5, go ahead and remove Bubba Wallace, remove Nemechek due to their starting position. And we're going to go ahead and stay with Bell. We picked Bell originally. Bell did excellent in the 325. He actually went in the 325. He started in 36th position and took that all the way to a 4th place finish. So he did really, really well in the Pocono 325. So we're going to leave that selection there on Christopher Bell. And as for Group 6, remove Suarez, remove Dillon, and move LaHoy due to their starting position. We're going to go ahead and go with Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell did really well today in the Pocono 325. He had the biggest gap. He started really well. Let's see what I've got here. He started really well. And he's only going up against Priest, which we had originally selected Priest, but McDowell had the much better finish in terms of where he started in the 325. So go ahead and take Michael McDowell. All right, so who do we have winning the race? Let's go ahead and take Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin did really well today in the 325. So let's just say he's going to carry that to a first place finish. We're not going to Kevin Harvick as well as he did. It's really, really hard to repeat. So go ahead and take Denny Hamlin to finish first. As for the second place finish, question 8, go ahead and take Eric Almirola. Guy was on fire today. He led the most laps. We really like Eric Almirola. So let's go ahead and recap that. We're going to go with Harvick, Hamlin, Almirola, Kenseth, Bell, McDowell, Hamlin, Almirola. That's how we're going to finish those 8 questions. So in all, we've got 7 changes. That's what we do, guys. We do the research. I know it's 7 changes, but go ahead and do the research. That's all we got. All right, so let me go ahead and put this little sheet down. Move over the Fox Bet Super 6 sheet. All right, so this is the Fox Bet Super 6. Only giving away $1,000 on Sunday. Much easier. All they do is kind of give you 6 questions. And it's just a ton easier. So let's go ahead and get those $1,000 for us. So question 1, what's going to be the make of the car that's going to finish the best? Denny Hamlin drives a Toyota, so answer that one as a Toyota. And question 2, what's going to be the team ownership of the car that's going to finish best? Hamlin drives for Joe Gibbs Racing, so answer that one as Joe Gibbs Racing. Stage 1, who's gonna win amongst the drivers, have the better finish? We're going to go with Ryan Blaney based on his starting position. Ryan Blaney based on his starting position. Question number 4, who's going to do the same thing on Stage 2? We're going to go with William Byron. Man, William Byron had a great finish there at the Pocono 325. So go with Brian, because at this point, Stage 1, I think you got to factor in the starting grid because Stage 1 obviously ends just so soon. But by Stage 2, the race has kind of evolved. Things have kind of shuffled. So now we can kind of look at who did the best at the Pocono 325. And William Byron right there is going to be the answer there for the Stage 2. What's the best final position amongst the drivers? We got to go Kevin Harvick right there. It's really, really close amongst the drivers that they give you. But given what Kevin Harvick did, winning the race, we got to go with Kevin Harvick right there. And as for Hamlin, will Hamlin win a stage? No, Denny Hamlin will not win a stage. But Denny Hamlin is going to win the race. But he will not win Stage 1 or win Stage 2. But look for him to pull down the checkered flag. So that's how we've got that answer. We've got Toyota, Joe Gibbs Racing, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Harvick, and no for Denny Hamlin winning the stage. All right, guys, that's how we're going to do it. Let's have a great Pocono 350 race. I'm excited for it. Hope you guys are excited. Let's have a good time and win that money. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.